Cyril Ramaphosa is a South African politician, businessman, activist, and trade union leader. He was elected as president of ANC at the ANC National Conference in December 2017. Full name Matamila Cyril Ramaphosa II. Cyril Ramaphosa was born on the 17th of November 1952 in Soweto III. Cyril Ramaphosa is the second of the three children of Erdmuth and Samuel Ramaphosa, a retired policeman. In 1971 Cyril Ramaphosa matriculated from Fapulai High School in Sibasa, Venda 5. Cyril Ramaphosa subsequently registered to study law at the University of the North, Turf Loop, in 1972-6. While at university, Cyril Ramaphosa became involved in student politics and joined the South African Students' Organisation, SASO, and the Black People's Convention, BPC7. After his release, he became a law clerk for a Johannesburg firm of attorneys and continued his studies through the University of South Africa, UNISA, where he obtained his B.Proc. degree in 1981-8. After obtaining his degree, Cyril Ramaphosa joined the National Council of Trade Unions, NCTU, as a legal advisor. 9. Ramaphosa was conference organizer in the preparations leading to the formations of the Congress of South African Trade Union, COSATU. He delivered a keynote address at COSATU's launch rally in Durban in December 1985. In March 1986 he was part of COSATU's delegation which met the African National Congress in Lusaka, Zambia. 10. Ramaphosa was elected as the first General Secretary of the Union, a position he held until he resigned in June 1991, following his election as Secretary General of the African National Congress, ANC 11. When Nelson Mandela was released from prison, Cyril Ramaphosa was on the National Reception Committee. 12. After Cyril Ramaphosa lost the race to become president of South Africa to Thabo Mbeki, he resigned from his political positions in January 1997 and moved to the private sector, where he became a director of New Africa Investments Limited. He came in first place in the 1997 election to the ANC's National Executive Committee. 13. Cyril Ramaphosa officially became a candidate for the deputy presidency on December 17, 2012 and entered the race with the strong backing of the Zuma camp. On December 18, 2012, he was elected deputy president of the ANC. Cyril Ramaphosa received 3,018 votes, while Matthews Fosa received 470 votes and Tokyo Saxwale received 463 votes. 14. Among other positions, he is executive chairman of Shanduka Group, a company he founded. Shanduka Group has investments in the resources sector, energy sector, real estate, banking, insurance, and telecoms. Secom. 15. Cyril Ramaphosa is also chairman of the Bidvest Group Limited, and Mountain. His other non-executive directorships include McSteel Holdings, Alexander Forbes, Standard Bank and Sadmiller. 16. In March 2007, Cyril Ramaphosa was appointed non-executive joint chairman of Mondi, a leading international paper and packaging group, when the company demerged from Anglo American plc. 17. Cyril Ramaphosa is regarded as one of South Africa's richest men, with Forbes estimating his wealth at $675 million. 18. Among others, Cyril Ramaphosa has received honorary doctorates from the University of Natal, the University of Port Elizabeth, the University of Cape Town, the University of the North, the National University of Lesotho, the University of Massachusetts Amherst and the University of Pennsylvania. 19. In October 1991, Cyril Ramaphosa was a visiting professor of law at Stanford University. 20. In 2004, Cyril Ramaphosa was voted 34th in the top 100 Great South Africans. 21. Cyril Ramaphosa was included in the 2007 Time 100, an annual list of 100 men and women whose power, talent or moral example is transforming the world. 22. In his role as a businessman, Cyril Ramaphosa is a member of the Coca-Cola Company International Advisory Board as well as the Unilever Africa Advisory Council. 23. Cyril Ramaphosa was also the first deputy chairman of the Commonwealth Business Council. 24. Along with the ex-president of Finland, Martti Ahtisaari, Cyril Ramaphosa was appointed an inspector of the Irish Republican Army weapons dumps in Northern Ireland. Ramaphosa is the Honorary Consul General for Iceland in Johannesburg, South Africa. 25. Cyril Ramaphosa is married to Dr. Chpo Motsp and he has 4 children.
As a reward for waking up this early to come here. I think we should all welcome this opportunity, and I'm going to be very brief in my remarks because I think it will be very good to have an exchange with our panelists and those amongst us here who may well want to raise a number of issues with our panelists. We have been saying, and this is our constant message here, that South Africa is in a process of renewal. It's renewal because over the past few years we lost our way, which led to loss of confidence and trust amongst our people. Business community lost confidence, and to some extent the loss of confidence led to them not being confident enough to invest. And you can understand that when there's loss of confidence, businesses don't invest because their boards of directors have a sense that, you know, there is no real prospect for the future. And political stability, in a way, was even questioned, although it should never have been. But I think the one thing that concerned people the most was policy uncertainty and inconsistency. And as we look back in the past few years, we see actually that there was policy inconsistency. And in some cases, policy was being made on the hoof, and the business community was not sure precisely what tomorrow will be like. We've now entered a period of renewal where we're turning all that around, and where we've assured everyone who's a role player in our country and our economy that the renewal means that there's going to be policy certainty, and the inconsistencies that we have had in the past will be the stories of the past. We're going to be more consistent, and the more important thing is that we will be seeking to work more closely with all role players, be they labor, be they the business community, be they communities, social organizations. We will seek to work with them. This morning, you will not believe it, at 5:30 in the morning I get a call from the National Union of Mine Workers who know they have an open door, not only them but COSATU. They say, President, we're concerned about the proposals on Eskom. We wanted to talk about some of the proposals we hear on ESCOM, and I said I want to meet you first thing on Monday morning when I come back from India. Let's meet and let's talk. And that is the extent to which we're now been prepared to collaborate with all role players in South Africa with a view of ensuring that as government we become an enabler, we become a facilitator, we become the confidence builder in our economy, in our country, so that all role players that we interface with have a sense that, one, they can participate more positively, two, they can make contributions, and we can interact with them in the formulation of the best way forward for all South Africans. When it comes to investments, we are seeking in all ways possible to create a conducive climate for investments. When we decided, as Nzinga has said, that we would go on a massive and bold investment drive to raise 1.3 or 1.4 trillion rand into our country in the next 5 years, some people thought we were mad and it would never flow through or flow in. And with the investment conference that we had, we were able to demonstrate that South Africa is still a very good destination for investments, and that those concerns that had been raised of a policy nature, of a regulatory nature, we are prepared to address. And by and large, the issues that were raised by the business community, we have sought to address. And there will be others as we move on. And sometimes there will be slow pace progress on some of those that we've said we will do. For instance, on the visas, which we said even in our stimulus announcement, we said we are going to address the visa issues. And some business people have said it's not moving as clearly and as pointedly as you said it would. And we've said, let's sit down and talk about it and unlock all the blockages. So it is a clear willingness on our part to create that conducive climate for investments to flow into the country. The National Development Plan has said that we should be able to raise up to 30% investments of GDP. We've only done up to 20% in past years. We still have a gap, and would like to work with the private sector to close that gap. And closing that gap means that we hold hands together. Our investment envoys have been doing a fantastic job, trolling the whole world and going throughout the country as well, and interfacing with various businesses about what still concerns them. We will continue doing that as government because we want to enable a really great, conducive environment for investments to flow through. And in working together, as Maria was saying, we've been having all these summits, these forums, and all manner of moments of collaboration. And all those, much as some in our country criticize us and said, all you do is hold forums and all that, and summits, they are yielding really great results. Great results in the sense that we're able to demonstrate that through collaboration, through working together, we're able to produce real good results and decisions. And the Job Summit, for instance, came up with 23 interventions, which all of us, government, labor, business, and communities, have identified as action points that need to be embarked upon for us to create jobs. No other country on earth does the type of thing that we do, particularly through a job summit. We are doing it because we believe that through working together we'll be able to achieve a great deal. So I welcome an opportunity like this so that we can interact, we can hear thoughts and views from various role players, and so I'm all ears, and I'd like to hear what, one, our panelists have to say, and two, what everyone else has to make inputs on. And we will take the inputs that are made very, very seriously, and where we need to tweak our policies, where we need to do certain things, we will be able to pay heed. And where we are able to do it, we will. Where we believe that this policy is not well synchronized with our thinking, we will be able to say so and always seek to find the best way forward.